How can PI integrate with cloud applications? If I had done my homework and enabled this on the system, I would be able to deploy SAP Cloud Platform Integration content here, and that would be one option to do it. But then you would obviously have to have created the content in SAP Cloud Platform Integration first. Or you could get some of the predefined content, download it, and run it on your PO system. So a lot of times when I've done integration with cloud applications, it's not that much different than any on-premise system. But I think one of the things that you would see that's a little different there is how data is being tokens, security, authentication, stuff like that is going on. And most of the time you would use a REST adapter where you'd be able to do some specific question also, where you first need to do a call, log in, get a session token, and then you can use the session token for handling multiple calls. And a lot of times you would do that by getting session token. So I guess there's two ways you could do that. The one would be to use a BPM, where you would send the message in, use the BPM to keep the state and be sure to update all the requests along the way. And then the other one would be to use a lookup value to get the token in the and look up get token from for instance the REST adapter, update that and put it into the request you want to send at the end, and send that to the server. So I've done the later where I was able to set up some of these specific things to make sure we got all the information there that was relevant, and you could see what was going on there. So I would definitely recommend using, that I think that's one of the places where the cloud integration is a lot better, because it has this availability to keep state and be able to access multiple messages or do multiple processing in each query that's being performed. Then the other thing, that was it. Adapters you can use, it would be SOAP, it would be REST. For most part, that's the interesting ones, because they contain most information required for cloud integration, and most protocols would support it. It becomes a little more tricky when you want to do pulling, or want to get some data back from the cloud, from a cloud provider. How do you do that? What can you do there? It's little muddy. I think in C4C Cloud for Customers, one of the ways they were doing integration. Sorry, the coffee machine needs to finish. So one of the ways they were doing integration was they had a proxy call, just like in ECC, that could send messages out, and then you need to put this through your some kind of firewall that would filter out requests, send this message through, and process it. And I think there we used the SOAP, because that was what that was using. So we got some pre-delivered SOAP interfaces we could just reuse and get messages in that way. So that is if you're getting data from cloud. And then the other thing is in the REST adapter, when you're configuring that one, you also have the option To oops, I don't want to do that. You have the option whenever you're specifying to say use this or do a polling interval, so it would poll with a specified query for a period of time. Once it gets this data, it will, or once it gets some data, it will start an iFlow or a message with that, and you can do whatever you want with that. So let me just show you that part. So here we got create a channel. Rest T, that's good. And we will just define it here. We did have it on. So here we have the REST adapter, and there's REST polling, and then this is for the sender side. You would then specify what are the requests we want to do every specified period of time, how we want to transform this document. So one time we had an application where we had to poll and to get a token, so we would then put this token as the polling, and then we had a lookup value where we used the REST adapter to get all the metadata out and then deliver it to the system then. I hope this makes sense. REST adapter documentation, I don't have any at the moment, but that may be something we could create at I guess I need to create a little more about, because the REST adapter is really a powerful adapter. You can do a lot of things in it, which is pretty cool. So instead of having to do anything specific, you can just use the REST adapter. But when we're talking about cloud, there's also some of the other cloud applications that has a PI adapter that you can use out of the box and use that for whatever purposes you want. So that's probably if you're going to integrate with SalesForce or SuccessFactor, they each have their own PI adapter, and you are probably better off trying to use one of those because there's a lot of things and with sessions and stuff like that is a lot easier with those adapters.